Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode we're talking about SCP-1182, otherwise known as the Clockwork Octopus. I have never read this one, and I'll be fully transparent with you. I picked this one out at total random. There is a button, if you go to the SCP website, there is a button that says go to a random SCP. And I did that, and it gave me this. So here we are. I like doing it that way a lot more because it gives a lot of stuff that I haven't read before. Unfortunately, it gave me a really short article, but I think we can have some good discussion with it in any case, because Clockwork Octopus is a very intriguing title. Before the video gets started, I want to say thank you all so much for the recent support the channel has been getting. Please leave a like and subscribe, as that'll continue to boost the channel, which in turn will cause more growth. Thank you all so much, and let us begin. There is no picture for this one. There really should be, because I don't know what a Clockwork Octopus even entails, let alone insinuates. But I'm willing to bet if you just go onto the internet, like just open a new tab and go to and look it up, and you go to images, I bet you'll find it. If I find one, I'll put it here. Object class is safe, meaning it's relatively harmless and is easy to be contained. Containment procedures are a singular paragraph. SCP-1182 is essentially harmless, and as such is to be contained in a standard locker. Because of the object's unique mental effects, usage of it is not permitted unless at least one Level 2 clearance staff member is present. So this thing has some mental effect. I don't know what that means. It affects the mind, but it's harmless, so it doesn't kill you or make you deranged or anything like that. And it's just contained in a regular locker. That cannot be safe. I don't care how safe an object is. You don't just put it in a locker. That's how things get stolen. You imagine that. It's just a harmless object. You put it in a locker, boom, it's gone. It's not contained, because it's gone. You gotta put it somewhere, even if it is harmless, but I can understand that, like, you don't really need to. But I don't know what mental effect it's causing, because it, just containment procedures. I really like how the SCP Foundation formats its articles. Special containment procedures, and then the description. You don't know what the hell it's doing. You just know that it needs to be contained. You could try to inference what the hell it's gonna do based on its procedures, and you read the description to actually get the full picture. I like that, way. I can understand why you might want it the other way, but I kind of like it that way. Anyways, we're moving on to the description. SCP-1182 is a small octopus sculpture, approximately 171 millimeters in length and 76 millimeters in width, weighing 312 grams. It is constructed from a combination of wire, copper, and titanium alloy. The head of the octopus contains a clockwork contraption that serves no documented purpose. So, this article is essentially just saying this SCP is a sculpture of an octopus. Is it alive? I don't know, actually. I don't think it would be, but it is just an octopus, and its head has a clockwork contraption that serves no purpose. Why? It has to serve a purpose, which I guess we'll get to with the next paragraph. When held by a subject, SCP-1182 and the subject become effectively invisible. SCP-1182 causes the subject to camouflage perfectly with their surroundings. The sculpture causes an as-of-yet unexplained reaction on the subject's pigmentation, giving it the properties of an octopus in disguise. This also means that the subject can only achieve full invisibility while naked, as the effect does not extend to clothing. The camouflage is distinctly much better than that of a common octopus, as the subject blends in to the point where it is impossible to distinguish their position. If SCP-1182 is released, the subject appears to blink back into existence. So that's what this thing does. It is a poor man's version of invisibility, because it doesn't affect clothes. Which, I guess that makes sense. I mean, think about it. With invisibility, SCP or not, invisibility, it affects your clothes, but that's not you. if you become invisible, it wouldn't affect your clothes. That's not how that works. And this thing hinges on that too. It doesn't really work like that. But it such gives you the camouflage abilities of an octopus, though extremely better than any octopus. Because octopus, they can kind of camouflage with their surroundings, but this is essentially saying you just go full on invisible. You just vanish. Like if I were to stand against my wall, I would just vanish. And you can't even tell where you are, which that is kind of disturbing. You could do a lot with that, but it only works if you're naked, and that's kind of sad. But it also makes sense. But also, if you were to let go of it, both the SCP and you just kind of blink back into existence. Is that what the clockwork thing in the head that serves no purpose does? I don't think so, though. I think that's just kind of an aura emanating from it, which I don't really know about that. How does that work? How does it just turn you invisible? Is it just kind of emitting it? Is it, oh, hold on, maybe it's like emitting some frequency that when it's held that shakes the human eye to, like, the human eye could shake. It's not a solid object in your head. It could shake very little, and that could cause, like, blurry vision or just cause a lot of stuff like hallucinations. But if that's what this thing's doing, maybe it emits a frequency. I'm just thinking completely out loud. I don't think it is exactly what it does. But if it does that, that would explain how you can go invisible, but I don't think that's what it's doing. I think it just legit makes you vanish, and that is pretty interesting to me. Of note is the mental effect that the octopus has on its subject. When holding SCP-1182, the subject perceives the room as if it were completely filled with water. The presence of sea life from fish to coral to sea vegetation has been reported in all cases. Other personnel in the room are seen behaving as if submerged. Conversation with the subject is impossible, as the subject hears only gurgling noises as if the speaker were communicating underwater. When the subject moves, they feel as if they are swimming. In 3 cases, the subject reported seeing their limbs as a tentacle from an octopus. That's the mental effect. It messes with your head. It severely messes with your head. So it makes you see as if everything is underwater. And so if I were to hold the octopus in front of you, you would see me vanish and I would see you drowning. But you wouldn't be. It's not like you actively start drowning. But from my vision, you would be. You'd be submerged underwater like you can't get out. I don't like that. That's kind of scary. But it's not actually happening. But you see fish and other sea life and coral and all that stuff everywhere you look. That's really weird. But you're still able to, I guess, interact with the real world in a way. But it feels like you're swimming. And in 3 cases, so not every case, in some cases they reported seeing their limbs as tentacles of an octopus. So it messes with your head into making you think you're an octopus. It makes you think you're an octopus underwater. And you can't hear what other people are saying because of the gurgling noises. Because they're underwater. To you, not to them, but to you, that is the case. There is one more paragraph of this article, and then that's the whole thing. As I said, it's a really short one. SCP-1182's effects, both the camouflage and the hallucinations, only work if the octopus is in contact with the subject's skin. Tests involving holding the object through a glove or similar materials has yet to yield any result. That is the entire article. This thing only works with skin contact, and it basically makes you camouflage as if you had the camouflage ability of an octopus, which is really good. Can be. But it makes you better. It makes you completely invisible with no clear way of making others be able to see your location. And it really sits with me that this thing messes with your head. It makes you feel like you're underwater, which I don't like the ocean. Okay, let me rephrase. I like coral reefs, those are so pretty. But when you can't see the bottom, there's a problem. Where you don't know what is below you, or even in front of you, there is a problem. If I could see the bottom, I am fine. I like the water. I like being in the water, but I don't like the ocean. You'll never catch me dead in the ocean. And this thing basically puts you underwater, but not really. It makes you feel like you're underwater, but you're able to breathe, and you see everything as if it was underwater. There's fish, there's coral, there's seaweed, there's whatever you can imagine. And, on the rare occasion you see your limb as a tentacle of an octopus, which I guess would make you freak out because you would get rid of the octopus in your hands or wherever, and you'd be back completely naked. I have nothing really else to say to that other than I really dislike that. Why is the clockwork contraption in its head there? It says it serves no documented purpose, meaning the hallucinations and the invisibility is not from that. I mean, I'm guessing they have some way to test like stopping it, but so that's doing something. Or maybe it does nothing, and it's just kind of there, which gives me more curiosity, because it has to do something. Maybe it reacts to something else. Maybe this underwater world, there's a place you have to bring it, or something like that. There's like some quest you have to do with this thing in your hands. And with that being said, I want to leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, as that helps boost the channel. If you have any SCPs you'd like me to review, please leave a comment, and I will be sure to do my best to get to them. And yeah, thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!